Hi. Just sitting out here, drinking a tea, having a cigarette. I only smoke, usually half a smoke at a time, except at night before bed, and then I smoke a whole one. It's not bad weather. It's really fucking hot today, but I'm in the shade, so no big deal. You can see the sun starting to come out again. It was behind the cloud. Don't have much tea left. Just thought I might talk. You know, having this camera and doing this vlog, it makes me less lonely. Because when I'm talking into the camera, it's like I'm talking to someone. Oh, I spilled the rest of my tea. That might sound kind of lonely and sad to you or some people, but you know, I got an audience. Not a lot of subscribers, but people that do watch my videos, they tell me they really like them. So that's an accomplishment for me, and that's a really enjoyable thing that I like. It's really fun to know that making people enjoy their lives more and having interesting information. Oh, in my last video called Megatron, I said that the atomic particle that I created, oh, excuse me, I feel a little nauseous. I accidentally said that it was 6 watts of sugar. I'm gonna correct it. I'm gonna add in a speech bubble, but it's 6 volts. 6 volts. This is just because I said watts because I was talking about the electron right before, and I screwed up and said watts again because I said about the Megatron particle right after. I just said the same measurement of electricity. So like, I'm not sure if watts is negative volts per se, because I know it takes more watts to equal the same amount of energy as it does with volts. But that is probably, I'm not sure, but probably because volts are positive energy and watts are negative energy, and positive energy is much more powerful than negative energy. So I said that water was negative, or sorry, I said it was 0.5 watts. What I know for sure is it has a charge of negative 0.5, so that'd be negative 0.5 volts. But when volts go into the negatives, I think it's watts. Now I don't know if a charge of negative 0.5 equals 0.5 watts. That's the way it makes sense to me. It could be 10 watts, it could be something else like that. So whatever that translates as in watts, its charge is negative 0.5. Or at least it would be in volts, because it has a negative measurement of volts, and I'm pretty sure that negative volts chalks up to watts. Used to say that that volts were energy or light, and that watts were matter or chemical. That doesn't completely make sense because everything's a chemical. And it seemed to chalk up to like almost a level of acidity rather than what am I thinking? Rather than light or sugar. Another thing that I thought I understood anyway was that sugar was positive energy and sodium was negative energy. But they say that all the nervous processing that happens in your body is done by positively charged sodium ions. So maybe salt is just like a carrier for energy and can be charged either way. I don't really know what the chemical composition of salt is, and at the moment I don't care to. So I'll figure that out later, I guess. But like, salt isn't the same thing as sodium. It's so the table salt we use is sodium chloride, but maybe that's just table salt and other salts are pure sodium, but I doubt it because to my knowledge when you combine pure sodium with water it ignites, which would almost kind of support it being negative energy or something like that. But potassium does that too. You put pure potassium in water, it ignites. So, whatever. I guess that's just the way it goes. Either way, water's halfway negative, and Megatrons are 6 volts, 6 measures of positive energy. It's intriguing what you could do with that. See, I've made this Megatron atomic particle, and I wonder what kind of new chemicals you could form out of it with a 4th particle. Or if it would even affect what chemical it is, or maybe it would just add to its energy. That'd be nice. You could just add it in and just increases the charge. It just keeps increasing something's charge over and over again without changing its chemical composition. But that doesn't seem likely. I'm pretty sure if you were to add this to a chemical, it would change its chemical composition. I just can't wait till it manifests as physical matter. I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm hoping someday I'm going to see on the news, science discovers new atomic particle. This new particle has a charge of 6 volts that allows us to supercharge chemicals and make more efficient forms of fuel. Because that's what science would think of it for. Is, we can use it for fuel. Because they're always trying to fuel a machine, but I really don't think this idea is going in a mechanical way. That being said, machines are a natural occurrence. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, Ray. That sounds crazy. That's fucking fucked. But if you think about it, conductivity, circuitry, and the way we use and create machines and the things we make machines from, they wouldn't even be possible if we didn't have the right materials. Like, you cannot make a computer entirely out of wood. It doesn't work. Metal is always in nature. Metal is mechanical by its nature. It has a certain way of dispersing energy and a certain form of magnetism that always affects things in a certain way. That's what it is as mechanical, and that's the wind element. Now, I'm hoping to show this video and a few of my videos to a bunch of people that practice alchemy. And in traditional alchemy, there are 4 elements, but I say they have them in completely the wrong order. They say it's earth, fire, air, and water, but that's not the way it works at all. Earth creates fire, fire creates water, water creates wind, wind creates air. And so many people use wind and air interchangeably. Wind is not air, okay? Otherwise, every time you were in a room that had air in it, it would be moving, it would be blowing around. And of course, the air is always moving, because everything's moving, because there's motion in everything of some kind. But you know what I mean. The air would be windy. And if you could breathe wind, which you can, but I mean, if wind was air, then as it got windier, it would be easier to breathe every time. Now they get into some semantic issues there, because and even some technical issues, because technically, if wind creates air, then the more wind you have, the more air you will inevitably have. But if wind was air, it's hard to explain this in a definitive way, but you know what I'm saying. If wind was air, then the more wind you had, the more air you could breathe in. And if it wasn't windy in a room, you wouldn't be able to breathe. They're not interchangeable. So wind is the fourth element, air is the fifth element. I'm not going to get into their exact charges, especially because their charges can change. And when I say elements, I'm not necessarily talking about the periodic table of elements. On the periodic table, those are not elements, okay? They're just not. They're just calling every chemical an element. What the hell is that? I mean, an element is a group of chemicals, a bunch of things that all fall under one category, one portion of nature. As far as I know, there are 14 elements, 14 light elements actually, and there are 14 dark elements. And then there's an ultima element that kind of rules over them all. That's made with 6 protons. And that's the final element. They go in progression, one creates the other. So I won't get into the dark elements because I don't know them all. I haven't studied them. I've been resisting studying them because part of me is saying they're not elements, and part of me is saying that the light elements are space and the dark elements are time, and another part of me is saying that the dark elements are an entirely fake creation of like some kind of evil spirits or extra dimensional being. So when it comes to the elements, I'll just list all the light elements. So it's earth, fire, water, wind, air, energy, sky, lightning, luck, stealth, and unity, gravity, and I missed one. After stealth, it's not unity, it's grout, then unity, then gravity, then specialization or speciality. Hi Ed, I'm doing a video for YouTube. And speciality is like the breakdown of different skills, and you have to kind of at that point specialize in one area or another, and it's the 14th element. And
Is that for YouTube? The Rock and Roll Group?
No, YouTube, the website. It's a site that you upload videos to. Shit, now I lost my train of thought. Right, specialization. Oh, right. Specialization, if that's too hard to understand about a category for you, or just you can't put your finger on it, that's acetic acid, which was known by some alchemists as some other kind of acid. There was like a word for it. I don't remember what it was. Some special thing, because it could transverse metals, make metals change color and stuff. And I believe those different colors and attenuations the metal can transform into are the different grades of specialization, and certain metals specialize in certain things. So I'm gonna have half my cigarette here. Oh, I got 2 half smokes. Which one's bigger? Both about the same. Almost burnt off my mustache. I mustache you a question, but I'm shaving it for later. Let's see. Kind of got off topic here. Elements. Creation. Renewal. Attenuation. Charge. Chemistry. Understanding. Meaning. Art. It's all very deep. And I think this new chemical, this new particle, this Megatron, is gonna mean a big change. I think things are changing already. Subtle change beyond the sky is nothing to the untrained eye. I think that'll do for now. I'll make another video later.